Amori and then they do the sexy decoy and you just find out he ain't shiz naive. Like, you got all the proof, evidence, any questions you have, doubt you have, all the questions are answered.
Yes.
Bubbles filled in.
Yes.
Run for the hills. Guys, welcome to our channel. If you're new, if you are not new, welcome back. Sugar and Spice gang. If you don't know us already, I am Suga. This is my best friend, Spice. Today we will be reviewing Put a Ring on It, Season 2, Episode 7. But before we get into that, make sure if you're not already, and you better be, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you get notified whenever we do new videos. Also, make sure you follow us on all our socials on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter at Sugar and Spice 88. All right, let's get into it because I'm ready to get into Darion. So, we start off in group therapy once again, and Dr. Nicole is recapping everyone's days. You get a date, you get a date, you get a date, except for Alexia, you don't get a date because you stay home and you work on yourself in your relationship.
Right.
Darion, you're going to... Don't say date. It's not date.
Call it closure.
Boy. She tells Darion, you're going to give kind explanation as to why you don't want to see her anymore. You're going to give her closure. And that's going to be that. Y'all are producers. Y'all are messy. Y'all are messy boobs.
They know what they're doing.
So then she says your assignment for this week is to discuss what marriage looks like for you and see if your visions of marriage align with each other.
Bruh.
Lex.
How?
Lex, it's accountability time, sis.
Come on.
Lex goes to her confessional and says, you know, I'm nervous because we've never talked about marriage and what we both think about it.
How?
You know, this will be the first time in 14 years that we sit down and talk about how we both feel about marriage and what we think a marriage should look like.
That doesn't make sense. How do you get married if you never talked about marriage?
What were you asking all this time?
I don't know.
What were you learning in 14 years? If you knew you wanted to get married and have kids, how are you not asking him if he wanted to get married or what he even thinks about marriage? How does that work? What? Then Darion goes into his confessional and says how they just made so much progress, way more progress than I thought we were going to make. And, you know, I don't see us going backwards. We strong. We like this here. Woo! The fact that you could just say all of these things with a straight face, knowing what you did, child, this ain't your first rodeo.
No.
Moving on. So then, while they're leaving, you know, LaRhonda and Shon are in the car having a conversation. LaRhonda is basically telling him, trying to break down further because he seems confused what Dr. Nicole was saying about him kind of running from his dates.
Right.
So she says, you know, you keep saying you're so interested in these people or they seem like a really good vibe, and then you say, I don't want to go out on a date with him. So it seems like you can't trust yourself, and then if you can't trust yourself, how am I supposed to trust you? So he says, when LaRhonda's just talking about getting to know these women, just because they're cool and I'm attracted to them, I don't have to put my penis in them.
Oh my God.
Who said that, Shon?
No one said that.
Shon is giving me a man who does not see a woman as a person. He doesn't see her as a person with her own thoughts, ideas, feelings, personality. Like, oh, she's just a person. So, you know, maybe she's cool and we would kick it. Maybe we have things in common, or maybe she's funny and I like her personality. It's like, well, you're a woman. So I use woman for this, for sex, or, you know, to be in a relationship with. So if you're not here for that, then why am I, what else purpose do you serve for me? Oof. That's what it's giving for me. Because it's like, for you to just automatically think that I'm around a woman, it has to be that. It's like, where did you, how, why do you think that way?
Right.
So
then we move on to Jessica and Eric. They're at home, and Jessica is actually interrogating Eric, asking him a million questions, doing the exact same thing that she doesn't like when he does to her. Leilani rings the doorbell. She comes in, they hug. She compliments her when they walk in. When she walks in and tells Jessica she's beautiful. They go up the stairs and she's like, you know, you didn't tell me that Jessica was this beautiful or that your girlfriend was so beautiful. And here goes Jessica in her confessional. What did she think that she was with? Because I'm Jessica Boo. Period. And it's just like, calm down. Leilani didn't say nothing rude. She was just complimenting you. Like, just take the compliment
So you
and
thought
move
I was
on.
ugly?
Girl, calm down. So then she gives them each a shot. And then it's a shot out of her. And it's just like, girl, if anything, you're just showing that you're insecure.
Exactly.
You're showing that you're bothered.
Putting on a whole one-woman show.
You're making her feel like she has power over you. So it's like, all of this is for what?
You're doing too much.
Pretty much. So then they decide to walk out. Jessica's like, you want to walk me? You want me to walk you out? You want me to take you downstairs? Oh, you got it? You're a big boy? Okay, bye. Jessica, you thought you did something? All you did was make yourself look dumb. It's like, oh my gosh, like, that scene.
So we go to Alexia and Darion's house, and they're sitting down on the couch talking, and he's in his confessional, and he says that, yeah, I'm not just cutting Kai off because of Lex. You know, it's multiple reasons, but she's the main reason. You know, we both just feel so confident in our relationship right now. Do you? Okay, cool. So then Alexia brings up the conversation that Dr. Nicole told them to have about marriage. So she's basically asking him, you know, what do you feel like marriage should be like? So he says, you know, I just don't want to lose the fun in our relationship, because that's what happens when people get married. You know, they get a little tight. They just, all the fun go out the window. So then he goes to his confessional and he says, yeah, I'm just getting married because Lex want to do it.
Happy wife, happy life. So
if it was up to me, who cares about marriage?
Right.
Right. So then Lex says, so what would you want to do in addition to what we already do in our relationship? Like,
right.
What would spice it up that, you know, keep it fun for you? Well, we're going to have a baby.
No, we not.
That should bring some excitement around here.
No, it don't.
And lock us in.
That it'll do.
What?
Oh, you crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You realize that all your skeletons about to come pop locking out the closet.
Yeah.
And so now you want Lex to have your baby because you're like, well, if she didn't leave me in 14 years after all my tomfoolery,
yeah,
she's definitely not gonna do it when we have a whole baby together.
Won't, because she would definitely feel like, she said her vision of marriage is like family matters. Like, you know, wife, mom, baby. If she has a baby with Darion, like, she's really gonna feel obligated to stay with him.
To keep that 2-parent household. And
absolutely. Because in 14 years and all that he's done, she's been with him. So once you have a child by him, she's definitely not gonna go anywhere. And I feel like it's really disgusting for him to try and trap her this way, knowing all the things that he's done in the past and currently.
It's trickery. So without full disclosure, you want to jump into this situation and have a baby.
It's a trap, sis.
Hello.
It's a trap.
So Lex says her vision of marriage is for them to be family oriented, for them to have good communication, for Darion to be coming home every night, and for him to support her and, you know, call her and check up on her and see how she's doing. So the bare minimum.
What have you been doing these past 14 years? Has this not been going on this past 14 years?
Coming home every night. Woo. So the bar is in hell. The bar is dead. The bar is 6 feet under.
Yeah.
The funeral is today. The repast was yesterday. Boyz II Men is singing, you know, so hard to say goodbye, like it's dead. Because what was he required to do all these years?
Right.
What were your standards for him within the relationship?
Obviously nothing. Look, you can't be telling me I expect you to give me support if you've been getting support this past 14 years. So you've been with somebody who don't support you?
And don't come home every night. So you're going to come home every night once we get married and have a baby, right? No, he's not.
That's no.
I'll say it right now.
That's usually not how it
Because
goes.
it's going to get harder.
That crying baby, he gonna want to escape them
He's
crying.
going to be like, I just need some sleep.
That part.
I need to get my head together.
Yep.
Good luck. So then, Alexia asked him a good question. Late, but good nonetheless.
Right.
So do you have any good examples of marriage? And he says, no. She says, what about your grandparents? They were married. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was a tumultuous relationship. It was just physical and mental and
volatile. It just wasn't it.
Lex goes into her confessional and she says, wow, you know, all this time, I thought his grandparents had a good marriage.
Girl.
But this is the first time, again, in 14 years that I'm finding out that he grew up in a home where the marriage was tumultuous. It was, you know, rocky. It was.
How did you not know that?
What?
What are you gonna talk about?
I know I asked a lot of questions. I am not a private eye. That would have been found out way earlier than 14 years. I'm gonna say that right now because, you know, your past doesn't have to determine your future, but it definitely affects it.
Yeah.
So those are things you have to ask them. Like you have to ask them what their family life was like. You have to ask them how they grew up because it molds your mind to a certain extent.
Absolutely.
So why are you not asking these questions? Why do you not know this after 14 years? What do y'all be talking about?
And then she asked him, so are you afraid of marriage? And he's like, no.
Cut to confessional.
Because I've had poor examples of marriage growing up, I do think it plays a role in my fear.
And then Lex ends it off talking about how she feels like they're in tune now. And she feels like they're on the same page. And it's like, girl, you have no idea.
You're not even in the same book. You're not even in the same bookstore.
You're not even in the same planet.
Dr. Nicole is going to Jessica and Eric's house to visit Jessica to talk about their trust issues. Jessica is saying that, you know, Dr. Nicole, I'm so overwhelmed with him constantly questioning me and him not trusting me, and I don't know how to handle it. And Dr. Nicole says, do you think he's trying to hurt you? Well, no, I don't think he's doing it on purpose. Yes, he is.
He is, though.
And then she says, well, do you tell him that he's hurting you? Well, no, I don't feel comfortable to let down my guard to tell him.
Okay, so when did you experience this not letting down your guard in your past, Jessica? Then she goes into this whole story about when she was a child and she would get bullied for her skin color and her hair texture. That's why she always had her guard up. She always had to defend herself. And I'm going to call BS on that, Jessica. And the reason why I'm calling BS on that is because it does not correlate to your relationship. The reason why you haven't let your guard down in your relationship is because he was cheating on you the whole first year and probably longer into your relationship. He continues to gaslight you. He calls you a liar. He emotionally abuses you. He completely doesn't talk to you and separates himself from you when he has an issue. He tells you that he's annoyed with you. He tells you that you're not smart. He tells me you don't know how to have a conversation. And that's why you can't let your guard down.
And then he gaslights you when you ask him about it. He'll say something like, yeah, I just went on a date with the girl. It was so nice to be able to talk with somebody who's intelligent. And then you'd be like, so you're trying to say I'm like stupid? What? Why would you say that?
I would never say that. So why are you highlighting that this woman is intelligent as if you haven't had an intelligent conversation in years?
Even on this, before he goes out on a date on this episode, he's like, oh, it was just so, the energy in the house was just so negative. It's so great to get out. So are you trying to say my energy is negative? No. Where did you get that from?
No, baby.
What are you talking about? You just said it.
What are you talking about?
So it's just like I said before, yes, your childhood does affect you in certain ways, but it's almost like, I don't know if it's because she does some of the things that, like Dr. Nicole says, they mirror each other, that it's so hard for her to acknowledge all the stuff he does. Like, it's not just the trust issue, sis. There's a lot going on in this relationship. It's a lot wrong.
I think you're right. I think that because she's guilty of doing some of the things that he does too, she can't really highlight it because she feels like when she does it, maybe it cancels it out or something. And so what? But Dr. Nicole goes into it and says, like, you know, the moment you stop doing what he does and doing something different, maybe he'll start doing something different too. And then y'all can start mirroring positive things about each other instead of the continuous negative things. Because you literally complain about the things that you do to each other all the time. Both of you are guilty. So, yeah, both of you have your guard up. Both of you not going to let each other in. And both of you never going to trust each other. So then we move on to Tari and Shon. Tari comes in looking great, looking like the model she is.
Okay. Sashay Shonte.
Okay. And they sit down. They start, you know, doing some little small talk. And then she opens up and tells him that the reason why she's been in this experience, or she wanted to do this experience. Ooh. So then she sits down and she says the reason why she wanted to be a part of this experience is because she has been in relationships where she didn't know about the other person. And at least with this experience, it's upfront and it's in your face and it's honest, and she likes that. And
I guess, girl.
I don't.
That was weird.
It was,
That's
right?
what, that it's giving. I'd rather be a side chick because then I know what it is.
Oh, I think that's a little.
Like what?
And Shon is like, oh no, like I've been that guy. I know what that's like. Like I've been that person who, like, you know, does those kinds of things. And she's like, you know, at the end of the day, I forgot. Oh, then Shon's just like, at the end of the day, he don't want to do that with her. So then Shon goes into his confessional. He's like, you know what? At the end of the day, I just, you know, I'm done with the dates. I just want to be with LaRhonda now. I miss her. And that's where he wants to be. So,
and also, she just asked him, so what do you like to eat? And he's like, oh.
What you like to eat?
I think that's a loaded question.
It is?
It's really not, though.
I feel like Shon is always has sex on his brain. And when she said, what do you like to eat? Like, his mind just went to a perverted place.
See what I'm talking about? He can't just be a regular person. It can't just be a person talking to a person. We're having a conversation. Oh, she's a woman? Has to be sex on the brain.
Gotta be.
I see why you threw up when LaRhonda went on her first date.
Right.
You're like, oh my God, they're gonna have sex.
Right. His mind took it all the way there.
Good Lord.
Ooh, because his mind is always there. So now we move on to Eric and Leilani's date. And, you know, Eric says that Leilani makes him feel like he can open up and that, you know, he just feels so comfortable with her. And then we see Leilani in her confessional, and she says, like, she never felt this way, this fast for somebody before. And she says that if Erica and Jessica don't work out, she feels like they could have something, like they could have a relationship, you know. And it's just funny to me that you feel that way, but like, girl, it's date number 2. And I mean, the only thing that I saw that you guys have in common is that you guys both have kids around the same age. I mean, other than that, I don't really see the connection, but okay.
For all the intelligent conversation that Eric claims they're having, where's that?
Where's it? So then they start speaking Spanish to each other. He said that he's trying to learn some Spanish. And then he's like, tu es mamacita. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. It's like, Eric, shut up.
Oh my God.
You're doing too much. And then they're like touching each other's hand. And she's like, yes. What is this? What material is this?
Girl, it's cotton.
Come on. Get off that.
It's a literally regular cotton t-shirt.
Regular t-shirt.
Is it silk? What is that, velvet?
Oh my God. And then so like they're doing all this touching and feeling. He's like, you trouble. And she's like, yeah. You know what I was like? So she's just like, you trouble. And she's just like, you know, you want to get in some trouble with me? And it's just like a lot. It's unnecessary. And it's just too much. And Eric is like, you know what? I got to remember I got a girl back home. I got to make sure that I don't be on no Darion type stuff. And make sure I remember I got to go. And that's it.
So then Dr. Nicole goes to meet up with all the men. So she starts off the conversation. She's basically saying, like, so what are you gathering from this experience so far? What did you learn about yourself? So Shon says how, he basically shows his emotions all the time. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And LaRhonda gets drained because she feels like he's sucking all the life out of the relationship because he's just too much emotionally, which we've seen it, Shon. You're doing a lot. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So Dr. Nicole says, yeah, baby, that's why relationships is for grown-ups. Okay? Yeah. Because you need to be able to manage yourself before you jump in a relationship with a whole other person.
And that's facts on facts. Like, don't be coming at me, pushing all your insecurities and all your doubts and all your anxiety on me just because you're not okay within yourself. Like, fix you. That stuff is annoying.
Make sure you're together before you get together.
Exactly. So then Erica's like, but what if a woman says, man up, we out here sharing our feelings, and then she like, man up. And she's like, okay, well, for that's inappropriate because at the end of the day, you're a person, you're allowed to feel. In our community, as children, as young boys, you're taught not to feel anything. And if you get pinched, you're going to say, ow, it hurts. But then somebody's telling you, no, it doesn't. You didn't feel that. So it's like, how did I not feel that? So she says, at the end of the day, you have to become, you have to allow yourself to feel. You have to be okay and accept your feelings. And if a woman says that to you, well, then she needs to see what's within her that's broken because that's not okay.
If a man is expressing his feelings to you and then you say man up, it's just like, it's reinforcing that, they have to be stoic and hard and they can't express themselves. And nothing good comes from them holding in all their emotions. And then on top of that, most women will say like, well, why don't you tell me how you feel? Why don't you express yourself?
I'm going to tell you one thing. I feel like that's why a lot of men are so violent because they can't use their mouth, so they use their hand.
They can't properly or in a healthy way express themselves or get their anger, frustration, stress, worry out, and
so they use their hands.
Yeah.
And that's why domestic violence and all of these, like, terrible situations and true crime and all that crazy stuff is, like, so popular because a lot of people are not speaking and working through their emotions, healthily. And that's why therapy is so important. And as the Black community, we need more therapy. So then she says, that's why a lot of men self-sabotage their relationships because at the end of the day, it's like, God forbid you feel any feelings. And it's like, that's so true. Like, oh my God, this feeling's too much. Let me punch a wall. Like,
or
no.
Let me run. Let me ghost you. Let me
go F another girl. Let me go. I can't take the emotions. Like, no, that's not how it works. Deal with your emotions. Talk about your emotions. Get through it. That's all.
So then Darion decides he wants to speak. And Darion says, Lex has a lot of issues in her relationship that I didn't even know about. Shocking to me. But now we can address them and fix them now that I know. Darion,
stop playing.
Boy, stop playing with us. So Lex is giving me an ultimatum that if at the end of this experience I don't want to propose, then she gonna leave me. And I just don't feel like that's fair. Like, how you gonna put that kind of pressure on me?
I need you to help me, Dr. Nicole. I need you to help me feel better about proposing to this girl and not feeling like I'm like this because I just feel like it's so unfair. So then Dr. Nicole says, but your biggest anchor is that you don't want to feel pressure. You've been with this girl for 14 years. What pressure, bruh? What pressure? Like, it's been 14 years.
You've literally had the freedom to just do whatever. You don't even come home sometimes and you're talking about some pressure.
You've had 3 kids. What? Like, your life never stopped. What pressure?
Where is that? where was the constraints?
She's like, how are you going to be getting married by doing the same thing you've been doing after this process? How is that working towards marriage? She's like, your logic, it's not even logical at this point. What you're saying is not even logical.
It's not.
You saying that you don't want to feel pressure. It's been 14 years, bro. What pressure? Like, this makes no sense. And then he's like,
Is that when he goes in the confessional?
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Nicole is like, Lex has the right. Lex has the right to get off this merry-go-round if she wants to and choose something different. And then Darion gonna say, I feel like I've been wasting Lex's time. You think?
And then for you to say,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
Dr. Nicole read me and she made me sound like a narcissist to me. Did she make you sound like a narcissist, or did she describe what you're doing and it sounds like narcissist behavior? Which one is it?
She's like, yo, evaluate if you could see a future with this girl, and if you could really see a future with her, or if this is just not it. Like, at the end of the day, you're not stuck. Like, you have the right to make whatever decision you want to make. You're in the driver's seat. Nobody is pressuring you to do anything. Like, this decision is yours.
It's literally dependent on you, no one else. Because she's over there like, I sure wish I could get off this merry-go-round. I wish I could
want
propose.
to make it happen. I really do. You say it like it's not your decision. It's just the entitlement of you feeling like you can take 14 years of a person's time and then tell them to keep waiting.
He even said in his confessional, the thought of Lex not being there and me not having her, like, literally never even crossed my mind. It's making me sick now thinking about it. So in 14 years with all the stuff he did, Lex, he never even thought it was a possibility that you would walk away. You need to think about that.
Yeah,
That says a lot.
it does.
Because when you talk the talk, you need to walk the walk.
Right.
They need to understand that you're not to be played with.
Exactly.
So if you say, these are my standards, and if you do this, I'm going to leave, you need to be prepared to leave. Don't just be talking just to talk.
Exactly.
He said in his confessional he felt so comfortable being stagnant in a relationship, basically because he could. He knew he could. He didn't want to move forward, and he knew he didn't really have to.
Yep.
Nothing was required of him. So here we are, 14 years later. So in Darion's confessional, he says that he just wants to do whatever makes Lex happy, and whatever is causing war in his home, he just gonna have to cut it off. Cut yourself off, because you're causing whatever war you think is going on in your home.
You're the problem.
So he is referring to Kai. So he goes to meet up with Kai to tell her that it's over. What's over? Because it wasn't a relationship. So I don't know what you're talking about, but okay, we gonna yeah.
He said he want him like grown folks. He don't want no confrontation. He don't want no hurt feelings. He just want to handle this like grown folks.
Darion, you get on my nerves. So Darion goes in. He waits for Kai. Kai comes in. What's up, bro?
The energy, the tension is thick.
So Kai goes into her confessional and says how she's upset because Darion ghosted her for 10 whole days. He has a girlfriend.
How can somebody ghost you when they're in a relationship that you know about?
You knew he had a girlfriend.
Why would he be calling you?
I'm confused. So Darion sits down. He's like, Kai, I just wanted to meet up with you face to face, look you in the eye, because I felt like a call or a text message would have been disrespectful. She says, I've already been disrespected. How do you feel like you've been disrespected? I ain't talked to you and seen you in 10 days, bro. You ain't been responding to my calls, texts, nothing. You just cut me off. Darion says, a lot of things have within the last 10 days happened between me and Lex. So with things that was happening, I feel like, we just been at peace because, I just told her I was going to stop seeing you. So ever since I told her that I was going to stop seeing you, we just been at peace. And I want to keep the peace, so I got to stop seeing you.
He said, I've been giving Lex all my time and attention.
Been in her face. So Kai's like, oh, you think that's going to solve your little problems? Because you had problems before me. All that's getting rid of is me. Yeah. That's the point. Kai says, Darion doesn't know what he wants. He is confused. It's time for him to man up and take responsibility for his actions.
He needs to be a man.
You gonna take any accountability in this sense?
At all?
No.
Are we not two consenting adults? Did you not know that he was in a relationship? It's all on him, nothing on you?
Okay. It says, so, did you tell her about the time we spent together?
So did you tell her about the times that we spent together?
No, that's not gonna help my situation with her.
Obviously not.
So all the things that you were saying to me, that was just what?
Because I'm guessing he's been saying, yeah, me and Lex are gonna break up. I'm gonna leave her. It's gonna be me and you, girl. He didn't even answer that question. He was just like,
You made sure you called me so you could cover your ass.
No.
Not one time did you ask about my feelings.
If I didn't give a damn about your feelings, I wouldn't have invited you here to get closure.
now she's trying to act like it was your idea and not Dr. Nicole's. Because we all know you thought you got off scot-free.
You
When
was
you
going to do
said-
a no show, no call.
I feel like you were more worried about her finding out about us. Well, you wasn't worried about her when you slept with me.
And he's just like, because you know you effed up, right? I effed. You know your life is over, right?
Why would you do that?
On national television.
It's only so much a person could take. Kai's like, we not gonna act like we got amnesia. Because Darion sure wasn't confirming or denying.
Listen!
He was quiet. Because you're not gonna play me out to be the fool. I ain't to be played with. But the thing about it is, Kai, is that you played yourself.
Congratulations.
How is he playing you for the fool when you knew everything that was going on? You still decided to sleep with him, and now you're mad that he doesn't consider your feelings.
See, it was all fun and games, and it was cool when, if I wanted Darion, I feel like I could just take him. That was cute, right? That was all fun and games when you was laughing at Alexia, when you had his hand taking him out the restaurant. It was cute and it was fun, right? But now that the tables have turned and you're getting a small tablespoon of what she gets, now you're just, I am confusion.
Treat others how you would like to be treated.
That part.
Do unto others how you would like them to do to you. This kind of karma don't come without it getting circled back around to you. You want to treat Lex like she don't matter, and then when he treats you like you don't matter, you're mad.
And confused at that and shocked.
The same way he treated Lex, he's treating you. He's being consistent.
Hello.
Why are you surprised? And the fact that she's acting like not only that she doesn't care, but that she doesn't have any kind of remorse is like astounding to me, because
you're up here like, well, you didn't even think about my feelings. What about me? What about the girl that's been with him for 14 freaking years?
Exactly.
What?
What are you saying right now?
Why do you think this is like some kind of equal playing field here?
The thing about me that I don't get, me and Suga was talking about this the other day, it's like you go on Amazon, you look at reviews before you buy the product. If the reviews are not up to par, you're not going to buy the product, right? That's what 9 out of 10 times that we do. You see this man. You know that the girl that he's with, she's having issues with him. You see that he's doing all of these things with you while he's in a relationship. The reviews are horrible.
Hello.
The reviews are a half a star, okay? And you're just out here thinking that you're going to be with him and get a great product, a different result, a different review? How?
So you got the Carfax, you read the Carfax, car been underwater, car was in an accident. You know what? I'm going to still get it because I think it'll drive better for me.
How?
I think it'll drive different for me.
Why? And you want to act like you're some sort of victim in all of this. He thinks he could ghost me for 10 days? Yeah, he can. You're not his girl. You know, our girl Lex is hurting right now. We know that this situation is not easy to go through, especially not in the public eye. But There's a silver lining in this, and the silver lining is that you don't have to spend another 14 years with this man.
You're still young.
Thinking about maybe woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like, this is in your face, Lex. I hope that you take this for what it is. You move forward.
This is like going to Maury and then they do the sexy decoy and you just find out he ain't shiz naive. Like,
Yeah.
you got all the proof, evidence, any questions you have, doubt you have, all the questions are answered.
Yes.
Bubbles filled in.
Yes.
Run for the hills, sis.
There's a blessing in this.
You might feel like you're comfortable, but you can be comfortable somewhere where there's peace. You can be comfortable somewhere where there's honesty. You can be comfortable somewhere where there's transparency.
And sometimes that might be just by yourself for a little while. Thank you guys for watching this video. We appreciate you making it to the end of this video. If you made it to the end, comment with orange hearts. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. When you subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can know when we drop a new video. And also follow us on all our socials at Sugar and Spice 88 on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.
Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gon' spread
Good energy.
Today we gon' share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gon' be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good
All
energy.
about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put